Hudgens, and this is the Voice Behind the Voice podcast. We are talking about standards. This is Setting Your Own Standard series, part 2. We're on episode 6. Episode 36. Gosh. Just gotta be me. We are on episode 36, and I want to help you understand why you should set your own standards. Why is it so important? The last episode 35, we talked about what it means to set standards, and I kind of gave away the answer to why. So we're just gonna recap on that. But what it means to have standards, in my opinion, it means that you are a human being, that you are an authentic, and you know who you are. You're sure of who you are. You know what your values are. You know what you have to offer, and you also have your own opinions about your life. That is so important when it comes to having standards. Having standards is like, having standards is like going to the gym, because there's all these like spiritual, mental, emotional, and even physical muscles that we expect to bring us to our destiny in life. And we it's almost like we expect these things, but then when the ish hits the fan, we find out that we're a lot weaker in those areas than we thought. So what having standards does, it puts you in a place where you're actually forced to work these muscles. So I feel like the biggest one in this whole situation is opinions. Having your own opinion about your life is very important, because if you don't have your own opinion about your life, you kind of get carried away. You think it's okay to spout out your opinions about other people's lives, and do so with like authority. You know what I mean? Like with intention that these people are going to change and live their lives based on your opinion, and that is not the case. You have to have an opinion about your own self, because when you have an opinion about your own self and you have those standards about your own life, you get into a point where you're so focused on your own standards that you're not really focused on how someone else is living their life. You can care about these people. You can wish well for these people, but you don't have time to sit down and have a meeting about your opinion every time you start feeling some type of way about the direction their life is going in. And it really doesn't matter how much you help these people, or what you've given them. They still have the right, and they still should be given the opportunity to live their own lives. So it's good to work that muscle of having your own opinion, and having standards really really does work out that muscle of having your own opinion about your own life. Another reason why it's very important to have your own standards is because having standards, it brings a certain like quality, like this security to your life, where it's like and a lot like having boundaries. Having standards puts something in place so that something can happen, where boundaries put something in place so that something doesn't happen. You're drawing a line, you're drawing a boundary. When you're setting standards, you put something in place, like I've been using this, but you put a hen in its place to lay an egg. You put, like, with the intention to, like, you're expecting this hen to lay the egg, and the hen would be the standards. You set the standards in place, and you are expecting production. You set the standard like setting sail. the sail is the standard. You set the sail and you go, because you are expecting for the wind to get in there. Naturally you're expecting for your standard to just naturally flow and take you where you need it to take you. Good. Okay. That was good. So the another thing that standards, why, or I should just make this the benefits of having standards, but so the why of having standards, like your posture, your image, when you have, and this is what I meant by when I said having standards is like a gym, going to the gym, where the security, emotionally, you have that security. So you have your posture in your image, the physical, you are building up this image about yourself. I remember my grandma's brother one time, I don't know where I was, I must have been at work, but he had went to visit my grandma. And if you know my grandma, this makes sense. One of her brothers, God rest her soul, God rest his soul, I made a comment. We went to church together, and I made a comment about him visiting my grandma. I don't know if it was about the recent visit with her that he had, or asking him if he's ever going to come back. I don't know. But he said, he was telling me, the last time I went to see your grandma, she said some things that upset me. And very important, he said, I got emotional and I had to leave because, I have an image to uphold. And when you have standards, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Your standards, you set those standards in place, and they keep you in line with your destiny. They keep you in line with who you really are. So if you have standards from when you were a kid, or from when you got your first job, or from the first time you ever visited somebody's house and their mom was like, you got to do this, blah, blah, blah. And you was like, I'm going to do that when I get older. But then you get older and you realize, I don't like that. My authentic self don't vibe with that like I thought I was going to when I was a little kid. So as an adult, we set our own standards according to our own authenticity. And when you're authentic, yes, I know some of you might say, if I'm authentic, I shouldn't have to worry about an image or how other people see me. Yes, you do. Because you you are authentic. And the minute that you start doing something that's out of character, that's out of line, people are going to stop trusting you. So when you set standards, you are setting your posture. You're setting your image. Because when you set your posture, you're setting your posture with the intention to productively live in a certain way, and to go in a certain direction. And when you set your image, when you have your standards set, it builds your image up to where people can't help. It's natural. Like when the wind hits the sail, people can't help but to see you and see what you're about. And that's important. It is so okay? So now mentally, your mental muscles. Going to the standards gym, right? I'm going to the standards gym. If you take that and you build up a gym and call it standards gym, your first million, I just want 10%. Okay? Just come back to me. There should be there should be like a address that you can send something to. Or something. There's a Cash App somewhere, a Bitcoin. Send me that I want my 10%. Okay, so you're going to the standards gym, and you're you are going there for your mental muscles. I'm back. I'm here for your mental muscles. And what happens? The muscles that you're building are stress relieving muscles, okay? Setting standards reduces stress. I'm going to say it again. Setting standards reduces stress. Having a self protocol reduces stress, okay? Because it's all about how you function. So if you know, things happen, okay? Things catch us off guard. Yes, that's true. But when you have standards, you already know how you're going to react when it gets tough. You know you're going to react like this, right? When things go left, things go sour, you're going to react like this. And when you have standards, it's kind of like, when you get tired enough of being extra stressful in stressful situations, eventually you set a standard for yourself to stop. Like, next time something stressful happens, I'm going to take a deep breath. I'm going to count to 10. And sometimes we don't really know that we have these standards. Like, it's just a way of life. But until somebody actually says, hey, I really admire how you handle situations. Or you go, one time I went to the doctor, when I went to get my only surgery ever. Um, I I read the notes. I don't know why. Well, maybe for this point right now, the Holy Spirit had me read those notes because I really never do. But I might go through and just start reading all the notes from all my appointments. The first thing the doctor said about me was that I was pleasant. So it was like, boom, okay? Because I've had narcissists in my life tell me how dramatic I am, how I tell me all kind of things about myself, right? But then somebody I don't even know in a situation where I'm just going to get cut on, like, this is a high pressure situation. Like, y'all cutting me, y'all in my nerves. So, um, for him to say that I was pleasant, like, and it was the first thing. So I don't know if he always says that about people, but he said it about me, and that's important. Um, but I know that in high pressure situations, I can be pleasant. And that was before someone actually told me, like, I admire the way that you handle things. That you always seem to have it all together. Woo woo. That's cool. I know that that is the image that I give off, and I like that. Now, if I knew for a fact that the image that I gave off was like raging mad, angry black woman, and I didn't like that, I have the right. I have the choice. I am entitled to change that, to set a standard for myself, to handle situations better, and do what I have to do to learn how. This is why it's important to have standards, because you keep yourself in line and other people don't have to. Okay? All right? So, let me just make sure that was it, because I feel like that was it. I feel like I answered the question. Why is it important? Sorry. I just want to add, because I said stress for mental, another one is sanity. Of course, that goes along with the image and the posture and the security. Sanity just brings it all in together, right? So, you want to come off as sane. If it is your standard to come off as crazy all the time, by all means, do what you gotta do. Live your life to the fullest, okay? But, sanity. Let's just try to stay sane. Like, in these times, in this day and age, do what you can to stay saved, and just focus on your dream in life, and focus on how you can help other people, what you have to offer to the world, okay? That is it for The Voice Behind the Voice, episode 36, Standards Part 2. I just want to put this little nugget, plant this little seed. Vacation. I did it. I said it. VBS, Virtual Bible Study, formerly known as Vacation Bible School, Virtual Bible Study. July 12th through 16th, July 19th through 23rd. Yes, 2 weeks, 2 separate classes. The age groups are 5 to 8 and 9 to 12. If you have anything that you feel you could offer to the ages 5 to 12, 5 to 8, or 5 to 9, or 12, 9 to 12, or 9 to 12, go ahead and upload a video on YouTube. Watch the episode 35. I'll tell you exactly how to get to this, okay? Submit that link to my website. If you want to register your children ages 5 to 12, also there's a VBS link in my website. It's free, totally free, okay? And then also I have another podcast called Dynamic, Prayerful Dynamic, and that comes on Sundays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays at 7 p.m. It premieres on YouTube, Central Standard Time, and it comes on all these. You can go to mhudgens.me/prayerpod, and you can see all the different, actually, no, or maybe, look, just to be safe, go to anchor.fm/prayerpod, and it will take you it will show you where my Google podcast, my Apple podcast, it'll take you to all those links, okay? And also for the voice behind the voice is Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. The actual podcast is at 11 a.m. It premieres on YouTube at 11:30 if you are watching. So this is Central Standard Time for all of my times because I am in the state of Texas. So if you're watching this on YouTube and you are here, I thank you. I appreciate you. Please like this video so that I know that you're here, and subscribe because I want to see you again. All right. I want you in the comments. I want you to tell me if you disagree, if you agree, if you feel a certain way about anything that I said. Please get in the comments. And if you have anything absolutely negative, horrifyingly negative to say, all I can say is start your own podcast. Okay. And you can say all of that. And tag me. Be like, I don't like how she said this, and that because of this, and that. And you build your audience who will agree with what you have to say. Okay? So that's it. I'll see you guys later. This is to subscribe. Actually, okay, I'll see you later. Okay, so to subscribe to Voice Gigs YouTube, it's right here. To check out the voice behind the voice, it's right here. And to check out the Prayerful Dynamic, it's right here. All right? Thank you.